exploring the lives of 4 generations of traveller women.
Travel means to me an awful lot. I will not change that for the world.
No matter who you are, you're respected.
Finding out more about their take on tradition.
I needed to be the father and mother as well. Support them the way their father used to support them.
Celebrating their community's unique contribution to Irish society and examining further their diverse visions for the future.
When I was growing up, we were living in a trailer. We were put down as being dirt. It just wasn't important.
Since the day, I'm a traveller, not a knacker. The ones that actually call me are the ones that are scruff bags.
Ingrained discrimination.
The Irish travelling community forms a rich tapestry of centuries-old traditions, passed down from generation to generation.
Never forget your own family. Ireland's not like now that you can do what you want. You couldn't do what you want. You're under rules, and you stick to them rules.
A unique and cherished way of life, it has lasted the test of time, with women and family playing an important and prominent role.
My foster mother, she's not a traveller, she's just a countrywoman, it's kind of a mixture, travellers in with the settled people.
From solely nomadic times to the increasingly settled community of today, women continue to be the positive centre to daily life, the caregiver and the matriarch.
We're second cousins. My mother and his father would be related, and we knew each other, the families knew each other for years. I looked after the children, which is an important role. My husband was the person who supported the family and worked very hard.
Anne Ward is one of the elders of the travelling community. She is an honourable and devoutly religious woman who remembers fondly the carefree days on the road.
But everybody was sheltered and had your shoes in. You were never without clothes or food or anything. The boys playing, our shoes, cards, telling little stories or singing at the fireside. We'd have a big open fire where my mother used to bake, sisters. Had a big pot down for the dinner. I got married young at 20, and then I started going away from parents, going to different places, had my own families. I only met my husband once before I got married. So we were 40 years together when he died. I met him about 49 years ago. I met him. There was a match made. Them times all the travelling ladies help one another. Didn't need for anything.
Like so many, Anne has lived through the changes and upheaval in travelling society. Her heart weighs heavy at the negativity shown towards the community and the channelled vision which exists in wider culture.
To think back at the good days we had when we were young, and to look at the photographs, the culture should never be changed. The travellers moved in the houses, camps and places along the road was cut up and taken away from them, couldn't pull in where they want.
St Joseph's Community Centre in Ennis, County Clare, offers respite for Anne. It has proven a place of security and comfort for her, and offered a new outlook for the future. With predominantly traveller women attending the centre, it is a home from home, a safe haven and means of social inclusion.
Sure, so sure. But they were all strangers when I came in here. Guys would stand back there, let us have our cup of tea and have our joke. But I met friends out here, and I enjoyed to come out here. It was a very, very happy time for me. No bosses, no one to give out to you, only all a good smile.
For Anne, life on the road and the busy process of raising a family, although freeing and profoundly positive, have meant that education was less of a priority in her younger days. Moving to Clare from Galway to be near her family, she is now attending class to learn how to read.
Well, that's my downfall, that I never learned how to read or write when I was younger. We got the opportunity of doing it, but I didn't take it. It's lovely to be able to do little poems, that you'll be able to do poems for your own grandchildren and the little ones coming up. They'll come around and say, Gran, do you know how to do this for me or do that? and when you're not able to do it.
Unfortunately, however, facing cutbacks, the centre is closing down, and Anne is left with an uncertain future in terms of progressing in her learning.
I will miss St. Joseph's doing her reading and writing, doing her sewing, and doing all her prats. When you go down the age I have, there's nothing for you. Well, you're supposed to be signed when you're 65. But I went all over the hill now.
Unlike Anne, Siobhan has never known anything except life as a settled traveller. Living in Clondalk and Dublin, her family situation is unique. The traditions and values placed on her as a woman are something she places huge importance in maintaining into the future.
My dad's a full traveller. I was fostered into the family in Clondalkin, where the one I was fostered into is my first cousin, so he's a full traveller. Like my foster mother, she's not a traveller, like she's just a countrywoman. It's kind of a mixture, like travellers in with the settled people, like the country people, like it's just like it's alright. Like a few travellers probably will say, yeah, like she's like a country girl, why would like she want to be with a traveller, why would a traveller want to be with a country girl, like where like it's today like a lot of boys are marrying into country girls. No harm in it, it's just once they're happy they should be left. Aware of everything like since day one, like where like I'm 18 now, so if I ask could I have a boyfriend, I don't know if I'd be allowed. More likely I probably would be because I'm trusted, where if I wasn't trusted I wouldn't be allowed. So yeah, if I asked could I have a boyfriend, I'm 18 years of age now. I think like if I wanted one now I probably wouldn't be old enough, but my father would have to probably see who he is he alright for me and what's kind of his background like, and is he good enough for me as well, and you know, things like that, like is he ready to settle down for marriage and all as well. Obviously like they can't stop me from getting married, like if I love somebody, but at the end of the day they're there to give me advice. I've always made my mind up. I always like still want to be Cinderella day, like a big massive dress and everything. I think every traveller girl wants their big day, but at the end of the day I don't think it's I'm ready for marriage now. Like I'm only gone 18 years of age and I don't think I'm ready for it yet, and probably not when I'm 19. It's just when I'm ready to get married. At the end of the day, like no one can force me into getting married. My dad would be quite protected over all these girls, like if you want to go off to the cinema and all that, like obviously like you can't just go off for yourself, because why would you want to go off for yourself? Wouldn't be allowed that, like your sisters are with you or your mum is with you or whatever.
Growing up for Siobhan was a tough experience in many ways, with not only the typical traumas of teenage life to contend with, but the added stereotyping which was prominent in her formative years.
The happiest day was when I finished my secondary school, and the saddest days when I went in, because I thought first year was all right, and second year was kind of a bit stressful, because going into third year for your junior cert you have to get ready, you know, you have to pass all the exams, and my junior cert went well. I got 5 honours and 5 passes. Then because I'm a traveller as well, we went down and got our Traveller's Reward in the city centre by the Lord Mayor of Dublin. He handed me a medal and got pictures with him for doing my junior cert, and then I went on. Like if I really wanted to leave at third year, because I know a lot of traveller girls do, to stay at home and cook and clean or whatever, I could have if I wanted to, but I didn't want to leave. What's it to leave for? Like to be at home 7 days a week cleaning after all my brothers and sisters' mess and all, where I wanted to go on and do further education, go on to 5th year, do 6th year, do my leaving cert. School was alright, it was just a bit tough. Like once or twice to get called knackers and all that, but sure, I wouldn't let them get to me. At the end of the day, it's only a bit childish, they wouldn't even know what the meaning is. If somebody came in and said it here, like, should it be a knacker or something, well, I'd be like, I'm not a knacker, like, you don't know what the meaning is. I would get offended by it, because at the end of the day, like, I'm a traveller, not a knacker. The ones that actually call me it, like, are the ones that are scruff bags. Like, it's just, I think the mostly the boys, like, I don't know what it is, like, they just, like, always call knackers, and, like, we have, like, a language as well, it's called the cant and fian and bior and all that, like, you know yourself. But yeah, like, they do be all, like, hey, Sublik and hey, bior and all, and you're like, why are you talking like that, where you're not a traveller? Where you don't think about, they actually are trying to make a show of you and mocking you and all, where I don't go around talking like that, so why should they? They're not travellers, why they must want to be a traveller, they're talking like it. So I think, yeah, it's very stressful for young traveller girls, not just traveller girls as well. A few settled people as well do go into school if they mix with the travellers. If I was talking to a settled girl as well, you might get 1 or 2, like, odd young ones or odd boys just giving us the eyes, or running up, like, screaming across each other, go on, you smelly knacker and all, but actually talking to their friends but looking at us.
Facing her 18th birthday, Siobhan is positive that she will be able to combine potential family life with a career in fashion, encouraged that Ireland's attitude towards the community is slowly changing.
A lot of young girls there, like my sister was the first traveller girl to do her leaving cert. All my family is right behind me and they're all very proud of me because like I'm going to college and I'm putting my head down. I think there's more to life than marriage. Like, and yeah, like my other sisters there said like one is getting married there. She doesn't want to go on to college, but it's what they want to do in life. If they want to go and get married and be happy, or if they want to go to college and be happy, it's up to them. Everyone's different. But I think, yeah, if young girls are in school now, where there's no point to leaving school third year and regretting it, not doing fifth year and sixth year. Like, there's a lot more to life out there. Like,
if you have a dream, you follow it. If you think you can go far, you try your best. No matter who you are, you're respected.
When my husband died, it was a nightmare. Your dreams is all shattered.
The travelling community has maintained a rich heritage of music and storytelling. Although very little has ever been physically archived or written down, music and folklore are at the heart of what many communities across Ireland are extremely proud. This art and freedom of expression has been intrinsic to the Keenan sisters, Mary, Frances and Kathleen, our third generation of traveller women who have been surrounded by song since they were little.
I was an early school leaver. I left school at 14. Mother and father said I was singing before I could talk, more or less. And, you know, I'd always had an interest in music. Even when I was younger, any song that I'd hear, well, I'd have that picked up straight away. They always had the music on the radio, and say if we were going off on journeys, they'd always have it on there as well, and I'd be singing along.
Mary Frances' younger sister Kathleen is more timid about her talents. Facing her 21st year, she is at a crossroads in terms of the next steps that she would like to take.
When I started singing with my music, I was only young when I started off. Music is a big part of our lives. So my grandfather and my uncles and aunts like to sing on both sides. If I'm thinking of something and it just gets to my head, I just end up singing a song and it all goes away. Just love to sing. I clean around the place, like sing away. So I was just singing there the whole time, even if it's a half a song, just for the sake of getting things done, and it just kind of passes the time away, singing a song away to yourself. So it's something I love doing. I dream about making a career of singing. It'll be something to look into, but I hope to God someday. You never know. So me and Mary meet up and we go off and we do, practice with the music and that, and that about 2 to 3 times a week. Every other day I'll be home cleaning and cooking now.
As Kathleen's birthday approaches, the sisters are also preparing for a celebration to mark her 21 years, planning to both perform for family at a local function hall located outside Ennis.
Mary and Davy and myself, we usually sing together. Say 2 of us, me and Mary, say kind of always sing away with each other as well. We're kind of close, close sisters. I tell her things, she tells me things. So now we're more closer than best friends, other than sisters. Which is a nice way to be
Everyone has their own. Everyone is just normal who they are. There's traveller and non-traveller. But from every point of view, no matter who you are, you're respected. Yeah. And if you're a singer, it's a talent you have. All you're doing is trying to sing. So it doesn't matter who you are, traveller, non-traveller. From my experience, I know a lot of people, travellers and non-travellers, and they appreciate the music, and I appreciate them because I know the respect I get from them.
Once I get on stage and sing into the microphone, I just don't want to leave it. But when you have to leave it in, it's like leaving something good behind you. Once behind the microphone with good music behind you, then just sing and just hope for the best that you won't sound wrong.
If you have a dream, you follow it.
and it doesn't matter what way it goes. If you think you can go far, you try your best.
Family is an important theme across all sectors of the travelling tradition. It is common for girls to marry young and for their partner to be selected for them.
My name is Anne-Marie Stokes. I live in the east side of Galway. I'm a mother of 3 children and I work in the Galway Traveller Movement. Really, we're dealing with traveller issues on a day-to-day basis and the problems that the traveller community encounter with regards to the wider community, the settled community. We try to highlight the good things about the traveller culture and about traveller people, and that they're just the same as everybody else, just that they have a particular way of living and a particular culture. We kind of adhere to traditions that have been handed down through generations, and the family is very important to us, and that, you know, our whole world revolves around our family.
Unlike Kathleen, Anne-Marie married young and followed the traditional path which many women follow.
I just dreamed of staying at home and getting married, meeting someone nice and getting married and having a family. My husband was the person who supported the family and worked very hard, and I looked after the children, which is an important role, and supported my husband in every way that I could. But I suppose I depended a lot on my husband, and he'd take the lead role in decisions and so on and so forth. But I suppose that's not that it's the same for everyone in our culture. It's just me as a person. My personality was to let my husband kind of have, you know, the final say in different things. But of course, like any decisions that were made, they were made between us. But I preferred when he took the leading role in everything. When my husband died, it was a very, very hard and difficult time. It was a nightmare. And I suppose your life is completely falls apart, and the things that you hope for your life to be, or your dreams, is all shattered. And I suppose at that time I didn't know how I'd ever come out of that. I had to find strength, and I suppose through family and friends and my faith and a lot of good people along the way helped me, I suppose, find the strength to carry on. My husband was a wonderful man and a very good father and a very good provider, so it was my duty to I felt it was my duty to provide for the children in the way that he did. I didn't want my children to feel that, like we're really badly off, or we're really poor because there's no father in the house to do anything for us. I always felt like that was a responsibility that I had, and I just wanted my children to feel like that they had everything they needed.
I think 18 is just another age, where I think 18 is kind of like, you're 18 now, not as if you're your own boss, but you're 18, you're an adult, you should be treated like one. When I finish school, I'm going to go on to the further education, and not like every girl gets a chance in life, but depends what you apply for and what you want as well.
Like Anne-Marie, Siobhan is hopeful of continuing her studies. She is proud of her traveller roots, yet struggles with some of the traditions.
I'm not going to be at home for the rest of my life, and I'm not going to be at home cleaning and cooking. Like I get up in the morning, I clean upstairs, and then that's it. And then if dinner time comes around 4 o'clock, our dinner, we clean up. We all help out together. It's not just me because I'm 18 and I have a younger sister. I don't look after them just because I'm a traveller. I know a lot of traveller girls out there, they have to stay home and literally clean 24/7 and cook and all. No, we all help out together. My mother does the cooking and we help her. Obviously she doesn't do it by herself because we're old enough to help and cook and clean. Point being alive, if you're just going to be sitting in the house 24/7, wasting it and just cooking and cleaning and all that. We go out there like and do so much of life sitting around waiting on the dole. If you're 25 years of age and you're not married, like, you should be left to be like single, and they don't have to be married for 25 just because they're travelling all over. I know a lot of traveller girls get married around 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 and all that. If you're allowed a boyfriend, you should be allowed one and should be trusted, like, to go off with you and him. But most travellers believe in obviously bringing a little brother or a sister there with you, like, to make sure you don't get up to nothing good. Because there's no point having a boyfriend there and then, you know, you're not going to get married to him, where if you want to move on to the next boyfriend, he's going to be like saying you're already with him and another young fella. So obviously you must be a clean, decent young one. I want to marry somebody with a clean, decent young one that never had a boyfriend before. So that's just the way it works.
An avid fashion fanatic, Siobhan is hopeful of pursuing a course in design and feels that her traveller background will help her creatively.
Biggest wish is to go over and live in Hollywood and Beverly Hills, because it's like fashion styling over there is very, very big and famous. So that's what I'd always like to be, and live over there and hopefully get married and move over there and live in Beverly Hills and be a fashion stylist over there. And especially going to weddings, all the luminous colours like shocking green and yellow, like, is my favourite colour, yellow is. But yeah, I think that does help me a lot, a bit, just looking at all the dresses they have. When I come to be a fashion stylist, I know what to dress my people like. And yeah, like, even at home, like, my sisters are going off places, like, they ask me to help them out what to wear, not what to wear. So I give them good advice and opinions, and I'm hardly going to let them go out making a show of themselves. But yeah, everyone has their own opinions and their own style. My style is just luminous colours and bright colours, not really into the dark colours and all, because I think a lot of dark colours actually make you look bigger than you actually are. If I was to get married now, I'd like a Cinderella dress, but not too big, and something that I'd be able to walk in where I wouldn't make a show of myself. Obviously, like, I do think I'm going to get married, well, hopefully, yeah, but I can't wish that away unless someone comes up and asks for me and I get to know him and all that. But obviously I'm not going to get married now. Like, I'm only gone 18 and I'm still only young. I want to do the fashion there for a while and then get a job out of that and see what it's like next year. And then if I get married in 2 years' time, I get married.
People have preconceived ideas about your culture.
When I was growing up, we were living in a trailer for a while. We never had a right place to stay. The town has been dirt.
Religion and faith have a huge role to play in the lives of traveller women, particularly in the early years. With life on the road at times being a tough and intense existence, it was faith and belief in spiritual power that kept women strong and focused. Many women relied solely on their strength and dedication to God to guide them through.
All the women out there, old fashioned women, they were never sick. My father was never sick, my mother lacked for sure. No one was ever sick when they were in travelling. I don't think my mother was ever sick in her life before she died.
Facing a turning point in her life, Anne relies heavily on her spiritual guides, which help her in her new journeys.
I like to go to Mass when I'm able to go. Religion is very good. If you have religion on your side, you have nobody. You have to have him up there on your side. Make sure he's there with you. If anyone's sick, I always pray for them and hope that they get well and God look down on them. There's a lot of people who ask your prayers.
Moving to Clare to be close to family has been a huge boost to her, and she remembers fondly her time travelling the local roads.
I moved down to Ennis because my family living there. And at the time I wasn't very, very well. I was in the hospital. So I came to live with my daughter.
Further weighing on her mind is the pending closure of St. Joseph's, which will shut its doors in a few days, a place which Anne has become fond of. At present, she is uncertain what the future holds and hopeful that she can continue in education. I
did press myself very hard to learn how to read. but I've done a bit, but so I think there's a program coming up in September. I might be able, if I'm able. At the moment now, I'm not very good at my walk, so it depends on how I'm going to feel in September. I'd love to look into the future. I cannot see it. I cannot tell because I won't be around for the future. But I hope it'll be good or better than it is now. Every people will never change. It's be themselves. We are a traveller and that's it. Me, I'm a traveller and I wouldn't like to change anything, turn into anything else.
Looking to the future, the celebrations began for Kathleen's 21st birthday, and the girls prepared to take to the stage. Music is what keeps the sisters dreaming.
I had a lot of country and western singers that I was favourite. Say Billie Joe Spears, I used to love her, sing God Rest Her, and Dolly Parton. So there was a mixture of everyone, Mike Denver, Flavin, you know, you could just go on.
Recently married Mary Frances enjoys performing with family and looks back fondly on her recent wedding day.
We're second cousins. My mother and his father would be related, and we knew each other, like the families knew each other for years, and you know, it was always there, just meant to be. Got engaged February the 14th, we got married on April the 18th, and so it was lovely. It was a really happy atmosphere. We were a year planning it and a year kind of getting things together. My sister Kathleen Marino, she was my maid of honour, and my sister Helena, and my cousin Katrina, and his sister Roseanne. They were my bridesmaids, just four all together. Like, it was nice and simple. And my little brother, he was the mini groom. You know, he had to be in there somewhere. Everyone just couldn't stop smiling. I couldn't stop smiling. My jaw was just absolutely jaw-locked from putting on smiles all day. Oh no, it was great. And just looking back in photos the other day, my uncle, he was at my wedding, my uncle's brother. And you just miss looking at things like that, and you just miss people like that being around. Sad, but it turned out a brilliant day.
It is music that helped Mary Frances connect to people and always had a positive influence on her life. She feels less judged and more welcomed for her talents.
You know, you just need that person, that one person, to give you that boost and to help you get out there, and you will get what you really want. Because if you respect people, people will respect you. And the same with the music. If you respect music and you respect song, it'll just come natural. I'd love to go to National, please God. It's definitely a dream of mine, and it always has been. And especially when you watch TV, you see all these country stars, and you just want to, you know, I want to be like them. I want to do what they're doing. I want to be on stage every night of the week. So please God, it is a dream that I want to do. I get in front of a microphone, I don't want to stop singing. I just, you know, it's just somewhere you go and you don't think of anything. You don't think of nothing at all. You just think of, this is what you want to do.
Growing up, Mary Frances' sister Kathleen used music as her form of expression and escapism, and loves nothing better than performing for family and friends.
Welcome tonight, everyone. Thank you all for being here. We'll all enjoy ourselves. We're all the children got on the floor. Have a dance. Yes, thank you.
I am, and there's always something like all the family always goes to it. So you're never actually apart, really. So you come visiting now and again, but when it comes to a wedding or a thing like that, all the family comes together. So when I was growing up, we were living in a trailer for a while, and we're on the side of the road, but we were told to keep moving on, and so you never had a right place to stay. But down has been dirt, that they didn't house you or anything like that, you just wasn't important, to be honest. It was hard, growing up as a traveller girl. I left school at an early age. You're home looking after the children, and it's basic things like you were cleaning and cooking, and then we got the time, we'd sit down and we'd learn the music and just mess away for a few hours. Once I got on stage, I love being there. It's just feels like getting out there, like, if you sing and people enjoy it, but then you touch their hearts.
Strength is a common thread amongst traveller women. For Anne-Marie, it was the determination to carry on that led her to new opportunities.
After my husband died, he was dead for about 4 years, I had come to the Galway Traveller movement, and I started the programme, so I still was, I suppose, in deep mourning at that time. It was kind of compulsory for everybody to do reading and writing, literacy, numeracy, all that. And at the end of the course, you would get a VTAC certificate, depending on what level you were at. Although I hadn't done any exams at school, well, I hadn't done my junior cert, I had a good standard of reading and writing, so I did level 5. I think that's the equivalent of the Leaving Cert, and I finished that, and I did well in the exams. I couldn't see the role that it was going to play in my life at that time, because I was a widow and I was still grieving, and I suppose always grieving. I felt I needed to be the father and mother as well, and I wanted to support them the way their father used to support them.
Anne-Marie made the decision to start a journey into education in order to help support her family, and now, after some initial years of study, plans to attend university in the winter term.
I met good people at the right time, and also I had a good family, and they were very proud of me. Foremost in my mind was, being able to provide a good life for my children, and the only way I knew how was to go to university, educate myself, and then try and get the job. I was excited to get the place and to be starting this new chapter in my life, but I was also a bit apprehensive and thinking, oh God, how will these people react to me? It's nice to break the stereotypes that people have out there about travellers, and that we're all very different. I suppose we're labelled, and that's very hard, to go in and you can't be you can't be an individual, because people have preconceived ideas about your culture, and which most of them are totally wrong. It was a bit daunting, but I got through it. I was determined and I stuck it out.
We're a traveller, there's nothing you can do about it. I will not change that for the world.
Generations walked upon, sat upon, harassed.
Education remains a struggle and battleground in the travelling tradition. As the years go by, Anne-Marie is active in encouraging younger women not to give up on their studies. She understands the hardships that face the travelling community and knows that a lot of willpower and strength is needed on the side of traveller women to ultimately be successful.
Well, I suppose it's important to have a good standard of education. It's important, that children can read and write well, and, that they're not dependent on anyone for information. Members of the travelling community come in and they take on jobs, governmental roles and so on and so forth. It can really impact on the way that travellers are viewed. The moment we have traveller barristers and solicitors, we have traveller doctors, and we even have traveller guards. But a lot of those people are afraid to reveal their identity because of being, kind of treated differently by the people that they work with. For those who want to stay on at school and I suppose go on to university and so on, it helps to break the stereotypical view of travellers. And I suppose it also is one of the ways to highlight the issues with regards to discrimination that the settled people can have towards travellers. There's an awful lot of negative views around travellers, and people aren't really willing to give travellers a chance. Automatically they feel like that they would be fired from their job, and that's a worry for a lot of people.
Discouraged by discrimination in the most part, it is for many women now the main aim in encouraging the growth of education in the travelling community at large. Anne-Marie, more than anyone, knows that the future can lead in many unknown directions, and education will help in weathering the storms.
I shouldn't have to hide who I am, and if I've got the qualifications and if I know the job that I want to do, if I feel that I'm able to fulfill that role and that I'm responsible in my job, I don't think that there should be an issue around me being a traveller. But I'm still very much aware that for some people that I may have to work with in the future, that it will be an issue for them.
It is to the future that traveller women now look. With limited resources available to the community, it will take an even stronger effort and fight to bring about change. At the closing day of St. Joseph Centre, Anne is hopeful about the future and the lasting traditions of the travelling community.
To be honest, but I used to come out here just for, if you never done a bit, you had nice people to talk to. I had nice friends here, a couple of ladies there. It was very, very good, even the young ones and the older ones. There was only one or two, I and the oldest of the travelling people here. I'm gonna love you forever and ever.
I think a lot of people, it will be a sad miss. Seriously will be. For the likes of the older women, you'll miss those, and because they never got schooling right, and they'll miss that because they were coming on a lot as well. And it's sad now that it's closed down. It was part of Ennis Travellers, as they're since they were just teenagers and kids and their mothers and fathers, and before them, it was part of everyone's life.
I have to say the experience has been absolutely amazing. I've met some of the most fabulous people, women that have always put their families first and will always continue to put their families first, but have given themselves a little bit of time to come out of the house and come into education and do something for themselves. Once people have walked in the door here and see what's happening, I think attitudes and views change, and it's about an openness, about an understanding, and about a willingness to see the change.
There's an opportunity here, when a lady gives us the opportunity of taking an hour or two up here in Ennis sometime, or a day or 2 days a week. I'll probably take up the opportunity to get out anyway to meet my own kind of people, my own age, and to talk to them.
Aside from education, it is the fight against discrimination which will be the main objective of the movement, and women at large. Rosalind McDonough knows better than most about discrimination, from both within and outside her community. An esteemed expert in gender issues and the traveller cause, she is divided on the success which the movement will face, and has had to battle a number of different hurdles, both personally and socially.
I am terrified of settled people. I grew up with them. I experienced physical violence and sexual violence from settled people, so I carried out with me as a marker. I think there has been at least 7 8 generations where people just feel walked upon, shat upon, harassed, undervalued, erased out of the landscape. In school, travellers aren't mentioned anywhere. If you look at the last 5 generations who have done their Leaving Cert, and you ask them, was there a traveller in your class? A lot of them would find it very hard, and they'd say, oh, maybe up to primary school level or up to junior. So we've been really, really isolated in terms of how we have engaged with settled people. All that stuff is about being oppressed. And when people are oppressed for 3 or 4 generations, that manifests itself in public manifestations of antisocial behaviour. It's usually women who can pull them away from that, who can say, look, there's a different way of managing stuff. I think it's very simplistic to say it's your own fault. Just get up and do stuff. I could say that about settled women, about poor women. I could say it about disabled women. History has shown for any women, particularly ethnic minority women, you have to work 3 times harder to get an education, and 1/3 of that struggle is within your own family, and the rest is battling racism.
But you are a traveller, there's nothing you can do about it. I will not change that for the world. No matter what you do, what you say, you're still a traveller.
I just hope that people would accept me for who I am and not be looking at the label or ingrained discrimination thing that they have in their mind.
People do need to wake up and realise we're just human beings. Just because our name is travellers and all that, that doesn't mean we're literally different people. Some people do live in a trailer. Don't put them down as dirt and all that because they live in a trailer.
Acceptance and tolerance are the words that echo most in these women's thoughts. In a modern Ireland, these women are hopeful that the future will open its arms to the rich travelling traditions before they are lost to history and whispers of the past.
When you go to school, there will be a lot of kids that, you're a traveller, they wouldn't understand, but they didn't frown on it. It was just different ways, just the way we had our cultures and they had theirs. But other than that, we're all the same.
I do think there is a place for our culture. We are who we are, and the things that we've done traditionally for hundreds of years, that's still important to a lot of people. Things are changing, and I think there's a lot of things that the traveller community will always hold on to.
I'm a traveller woman, and that's what I'm going to be and keep that way till I die.